everyone. So we just kind of wanted to take a second and give you guys some information about our trip, talk about the cities that we're going to be visiting and some of the big things that we have planned to do. And we will also kind of briefly talk about why we are excited to go to each of those cities. We're going to start our trip by flying from Charlotte, North Carolina. Obviously, we do stop in JFK, and then we're going to Milan, Italy.
If I were to give any advice right off the bat, it would to be plan as much in advance as possible. We got a really good deal on round-trip tickets. We pretty much got 2 tickets for the price of one. If you are a student or if you have a family member who's a student or a friend who's a student, take advantage of that and go through Student Universe because that's what we did, and we just got such an incredible deal. We also bought tickets like 4.5 to 5 months in advance, so kind of keep that in mind too. The earlier you do it, the better.
Another good tip is to look into what airports in Europe are cheapest to fly into, depending on where you're going to be going.
Where you're flying out of.
Yeah. I know that my first trip to Europe, we flew into Copenhagen because it was pretty cheap and that was close to where we were going. This time, that's why we are flying into Milan, Italy, because it was the cheapest based on the kind of trail of our trip that we had planned.
So we're going for about 2 weeks. It's going to be from late September to early October. And like he said, we're flying into Milan. We're going from Milan to Paris, from Paris to Berlin, Germany, and then from Berlin to Amsterdam. Yeah. We just really want recommendations and input from you guys because the whole purpose for us making these videos is to try to put together like an authentic experience of traveling as a young adult, meaning like affordable, where to stay, where to eat, kind of the best things to do for people our age. Because
that aren't like the typical like touristy things.
Yeah, because a lot of people our age are traveling right now, and in preparation for this trip, we've been trying to watch like a lot of travel shows just to get a kind of an idea of where we're gonna be. But we got kind of frustrated because we felt like there was nothing super modern. And B, there was nothing really that was realistic for us.
Our budgets and like the things that we wanted to do, the parts of the city we wanted to see.
Yeah.
So we're trying to put something together that's going to take our experiences. Hopefully you guys will send in recommendations and suggestions, and then we'll be able to incorporate your experiences.
Yeah.
And we want to give everyone kind of just one place to come for like the good, quick, easy, hit it kind of stuff to plan like a good trip to Europe for someone our age.
Especially since we're starting in Milan. Evan's been to Europe before, but I haven't, but he has never been to Italy. So it's going to be a first kind of new experience for both of us. So especially if any of you guys have been to Europe, we would really, really appreciate some input.
Especially Milan, yeah.
We're just kind of going in blind.
All of our stuff has come from travel shows, so we don't know like any of the local places to eat, any good places that we want to do what like the locals would wake up and do on a weekend.
Right.
So give us those kinds of suggestions and recommendations.
So in Milan right now we have planned to hit up the Piazza del Duomo, which is kind of the main piazza in Italy, or not in Italy, sorry, in Milan. It was kind of like a very like cultural and artistic sort of hub in the center of the city, and it also has the Duomo, like the really big, just beautiful cathedral that you can go on top of and take pictures of the city. So that's definitely something that we're going to do. And we're also going into this acknowledging that most of the stuff that we're going to be doing is just kind of walking around and stopping in these little boutiques and these little cafes and just immersing ourselves in that unique experience and trying to get away from some of the stuff that we would normally do here. We don't want it to be like jam-packed, just all these touristy things to do.
We want like the leisure experience.
Yeah, we want to be able to go and relax and really enjoy ourselves, which is why we're planning all this stuff out in advance so that by the time we get over there, we don't have to book anything. Everything's already booked. We're going to go ahead and book hotel and transportation from city to city.
It's the way to do it, you guys. And any
Yeah.
of you that have done it before know that it's not fun to be over there and not know like where you're going to be staying that night or how you're going to get to the next place.
For sure.
So we're trying to make it as least amount of stress as possible.
Yeah. We also have the St. Ambrogio, which is just another really big and beautiful cathedral there in Milan. And then so there are two canals that kind of break up the city, two main ones. One of them is the Naviglio Grande, and you can just kind of walk along the canals and see all these little cozy coffee shops and these boutiques that can go anything from, designer to vintage stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So just like these kind of little hole-in-the-wall, like really local places is what we're looking for.
And if any of you have ever been to Milan specifically, we are super interested in the fashion aspect, obviously. I mean, fashion capital of the world.
Yeah.
So if you guys know of any good, like, local places to get good deals, like, we want to do really good shopping, but we want to do it like the locals would do it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and the Naviglio Grande has been around for over 800 years. So for that long, it's been just kind of like a local...
like a hub.
Yeah, which is why we're so interested in it, because it has that deep root, those deep roots in that, like, kind of rich Italian history.
Exactly. There, we are hopping to Paris.
Yes.
We're actually spending 5 days in Paris, which I'm super excited about.
Yeah.
Like Aubrey mentioned, I have been to Europe before, and I have done Paris. I love Paris. So I'm super excited to be there with Aubrey and for her to get to experience that. That being said, we are going to be doing some of the touristy stuff just because it is her first time.
He didn't do the Louvre or the catacombs. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to buy our Louvre tickets in advance because they're only $17.
It's the way to go, you guys.
And then you don't have to stand for like 3 hours in a line.
I think the
waiting to buy
website
tickets.
said, and we will double check this,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure the website said if you buy your tickets online, you will not wait in line for more than 30 minutes when you get there.
Yeah.
It's the way to do it. I mean, it's worth seeing and like...
And $17, I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean... So we're doing that. We're going to do the catacombs one day. That's not for everyone. We know that's not everyone's taste.
So
but...
if you guys don't know, so the Louvre is that really big, beautiful art museum that has all of those famous paintings in it.
The, like, glass pyramids that everyone takes the pictures with.
Yeah. And then the catacombs is like a mile stretch of underground tunnels where they moved millions of
It's crazy.
millions of Parisian remains. They stacked them up in these walls to make more room.
And it's like kind of artistic.
Yeah.
So we're going to check that out. That's definitely, like we said, not something everyone would be into, but we're into it. So
Yeah.
stay tuned for some content because that'll be cool.